Welcome back to House of 1000 Haunts. I'm Stevie Stone.
And I'm Dwayne Stone.
And we are here to bring you spooky haunts all year long. And today we are going to be talking about a place down in Seagrove, North Carolina called Spooky Bottom Haunted Trail.
Spooky Bottom Haunted Trail has been around for 9 years now. This particular event is their Christmas event, and it's the third year that they have done this event.
The third year they've done it, yep. When I was scheduling this out in this last December, I had checked their website to look up information about them. And they mentioned that they are a comedy meets horror. So I definitely penciled it in, and we had to go see this one because we are all about a little bit of dark comedy. And I was really excited for that. Not only do they have the trail itself, they also have an escape room. They've got concessions so you can munch and get your drink on. Live music. They had a fire pit so you could stay warm on a chilly night. That was really cool. And they also had a thing called Jelly Bowl, which they actually do that year round, and they go mobile with it, which that's interesting. But what is it? They said little Orbeez, and you shoot Orbeez. We didn't get a chance to do Jelly Ball this round, but again, like we said, this was from their holiday event over the Christmas season, so we'll definitely need to come back during Halloween, because that'll be a whole different shebang, and we can put that in the house for you guys. But before we get into it, let's talk about what we're drinking, because I'm always getting drinking on, not in a drunk way, in a non-drunk way. Tonight, if you're watching the video on YouTube, which I'll have linked in the show notes, I'm drinking a big old coffee from QT.
I'm drinking a Warritos pineapple slush from QT as well.
Let's get into Spooky Bottom Haunted Trail. This was a new one on our radar. Like I said, it's in Seagrove, North Carolina, which was about almost 4 hours from us. Not too bad. Not too shabby. We'll drive a good distance and not have to stay overnight and just drive back home. We're doing it right now. It is a haunted trail. There are parts where there are little buildings that you'll go into, kind of shed-like. Some are more bigger, seem like houses. But it is mostly a trail in the woods. And we're pretty much used to that. I always have to wear my boots. And but this trail was kind of cool. It was the holiday one, so they had it lit with string lights, which was amazing. It was all lit, so I can't wait to come back during Halloween and see, how do they do that? Is it just dark? Because it was very well lit up during this. If you haven't seen the video, we'll have a link to the show notes so you can check out the actual video walkthrough that we did on our YouTube channel. Once we entered in, we started walking through the trail. We encountered some characters that were singing horror songs to us. Met some elves that asked us to help them find someone named Gingy.
They asked us to yell for Gingy.
Yeah, so we were like, Gingy!
We started yelling for Gingy, and eventually we do find Gingy, and he was a creepy gingerbread man that wanted us to eat him and kept saying that his gingerbread would make us trip.
Again, like I said, it's a comedy meets horror, so he was saying that he might like it if we took a bite.
Right.
So just depending on you, and they kind of just feel your vibe about what they feel is appropriate to say and what not to say. And I definitely got that feel, and that's cool. I appreciate that. So you could always end up with different stuff. People saying different things to you or doing different things. I think that's cool. That's fun.
Right.
When you either have a touch haunt, a rated R haunt, or a comedy haunt, you always are going to get different stories. And that's really cool. Similar to Booger Woods that we went to before in last season.
That was completely story-driven.
It was story-driven and a lot of comedy.
It was great. It was so slapstick. It was ridiculous.
And they even had different people who walked you through. So you got different walkthroughs each time you went through. Once we found Gingy, after we proceeded to say we did not want to chew on him, they led us to a little house where we got to meet Mama T. And I thought we were going to get a cup of tea, but we walk in and it was basically a dysfunctional family, because then we met Tiny T, who wasn't having a good day. you know. And basically what was happening is the tea was being spilled, and we were seeing a whole dysfunctional scene.
We were... Tiny T was being dysfunctioned.
She was being dysfunctioned by Mama T. So we had to get out of there. As we were walking, though, we began to see a lot of like Wiccan-looking symbols written on the walls. And they were like a lot of like wooded paths that there was, how do I explain that? There's like fencing that's taller than you.
Like rough cut lumber.
There you go. Thank you. Saw the rough cut wood with all the symbols on it and all the pretty lights. But we knew that something bad was going to happen. Music was kicking in and it was like getting intense. And then we ran into a massive Krampus.
That Krampus was really cool. It was more like the Krampus from the movie, the Michael Dougherty movie.
Yeah.
The same guy who made Trick or Treat, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. That guy.
It was scary. He started to chase me.
Yeah.
But it was also like, I guess I need to explain this too. Another reason we like to do the podcast is these haunts are different. So this haunt was in the woods. There was trails. There was some little bridges built on maybe areas that weren't so easily walkable, which I appreciate. Thank you so much. Not all haunts do that. They let you trip on the roots. Wow. But on this area where the Krampus was, it was a very wide space, and he had plenty of room to just chase you. So I was trying to do like a zigzag pattern to maybe get away. Didn't work. But then we ran into a lady Krampus, and dude, you got to be a metal singer, right?
Yeah, she was pretty cool. She
was like, oh my God, that hurt my throat.
Pretty good.
Yeah, metal singing. So after we saw the metal singing Krampus lady, she was freaking awesome. Let me know what your band is, queen. We were zigzagged around this little trail area with this beautiful lights, and we encountered this very flamboyant character who wanted to make s'mores with us.
And some more.
And some more. And I don't even want to get into it. Watch the video. If you want to know more about that, check the show notes below and watch the video on YouTube. From there, we walked into this really cool chapel.
The chapel was awesome.
It was so cool. And there was like these random, like, looked like wrapped up mummified bodies sitting in a lot of the seats. What is that? The pews?
Yes.
Am I saying that right? The pews. And up front, who was leading the
congregation.
The congregation, there we go, was a massive inflatable gingerbread man. And he wanted a sacrifice. He told us to sit down. He was hilarious, by the way. I loved him so much. You were probably my favorite character because he kept trying to keep his suit in check. But he was trying to point a big old candy cane at us and tell us what for. Basically, he needed a sacrifice. And he pointed at our viewers and took one of our sacrifices. So I do apologize to that viewer because he took your soul. He was funny, though.
Yeah, he was great.
I really enjoyed him. I'm curious as to what's the gimmick in that space when it's Halloween.
Right, when it's actually in season.
From there, we met a Frosty, and they proceeded to let me know that they were just a snowman, not a woman. So I called him Frosty the Snow Bro. So it's Frosty the Snow Bro. There were some other Frosty Snow Bros there. But the main Frosty the Snow Bro did not want us to leave. He kept screaming at us, and he was throwing snowballs at us. They had these little, like cotton, not cotton balls, but you know what I mean, like fabric balls. They were just tossing at us, telling Dwayne he lost his balls, so giving him some of those balls. They were just being so silly. Again, comedy meets horror. They were just being ridiculous. Right. It was funny.
Then we met Bob, the discombobulated snow person.
Yeah.
He was awesome. He ran into the wall a couple times and it guided us on our way, and then
guided us. Now he started to follow us.
He guided us and then proceeded
to follow me and make fun of me. He was mocking me. That's fine, no big deal. But they another elf met us and led us all the way to Santa. And then we finally met like the main Santa, and basically the whole shebang and gimmick of this space was the night Santa went crazy. And you know that because you hear the Weird Al song playing, The Night Santa Went Crazy. And it was just kind of funny because as the song's playing, they kind of act out their bit. And then the song ends at the end of the scene. So the scene starts, we meet Santa, and then we're walking through, and then you hear somebody like singing and messing around off around the corner, and it was Rudolph. So Santa starts yelling at Rudolph like, "Why are you crapping all over my floor? Quit doing that. I'm going to chop you up."
And his chainsaw and commenced to chase Rudolph and chop up Rudolph.
And like I said, by the time like that happened, the song was starting to culminate. And we turned the corner after saying goodbye to Santa, and literally the part in the song where Weird Al goes, "Santa used to be such a jolly guy," played, and then the scene ended. And I don't know, I loved that so much. I love that it just kind of like, yeah, it was really good timing with the song and the whole scene and the acting, and that was so much fun. That was probably like, that might have been my favorite whole scene as a whole, because my favorite person was the fluffy gingerbread man, because he said we had 1 million subscribers, and I appreciate you.
That was cool.
Foreshadowing. Once we got away from Santa, so we didn't get chopped up ourselves, there was an elf hiding in the woods, and he chased us with a chainsaw all the way to this small mine shaft. And it Willy Wonka'd us and started to like shrink. Or did it start small and got big?
Yeah, it started
small and got big, but I was fine the whole time. I didn't have to bend down not once.
I had to bend down pretty good. They did have a pretty tree in the mine. It was this white tree.
Yeah, it was really pretty.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. So again, like not having the tree in there, is it just dark on Halloween? We're gonna have to go through Halloween, right? Well, yeah, once we came out of the mine, there was someone standing there that gave Dwayne some maggots, and he ate them.
They were delicious.
That was weird. You're such a weirdo. He didn't actually eat them. He, like, pretended to. But in the video, it straight looks like he ate them. Because I got it like that. I thought that was funny. Again, comedy meets horror. We're playing along. Then we got to see this really cool facade and a sign on it that said the infirmary.
Oh yeah, the infirmary was really cool.
Yeah.
I really liked the facade of walking up to that. And it was really neat because the lights were off until we got to a certain point, and they just went, psh, and they were on, and it said infirmary. That was
like
cool.
A movie.
That was awesome. That was like alone was one of my favorite parts, just because it was perfectly timed. It was just
they were good with their timing.
Good timing in this haunt, and it means a lot.
That was where we met another Santa who had no toes.
Oh, that was the Santa with no toes.
That was the Santa. There was a Santa there with no toes.
He wanted me to drive his sleigh, and it had a
he couldn't do it.
In it.
Because some crazy elf chopped his toes off because she ate them. She was upset. Oh, she ate them. Gross. Did you at least saute them first? Then we met a crazy elf and Jack Frost.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? And he told me I had a unibrow.
Jack Frost wanted to, like, have a pose off with me. Like,
they were sitting there flexing. We danced with them at one point. That was fun.
Yeah, that was interesting.
The elf was cray-cray. She was putting Jack Frost in his place and smacking his booty.
They seemed like they were an actual couple.
They might have been. Or maybe they were just, like, good friends.
Right.
But whatever. But it was cool seeing them have fun. And thanks for dancing with me. Listen. I'm going to have to do like a video compilation of every time.
So many hot actors last year.
Every time I dance with somebody, I'm going to have to do like a compilation video. There was a Santa art hiding in the woods. There was a lot of Santas in this. It was almost like they went and went to all the malls in the area.
hired all
the Santas, and they found a Santa art, which was kind of fitting with the Terrifier 3 being a Christmas movie now instead of a Halloween movie. Boo. That's my hot take. Whatever. I haven't watched it yet as of this recording, but once that Santa Art stopped chasing us, we noticed that there was a bus. And then we had to walk through the bus, and it was decorated like a Meow Wolf display. It was so cool.
It felt like there was supposed to be one of the cotton candy people in there, because there was like cotton candy on the ceiling and stuff.
It was so neat.
It was very neat.
Yeah, but that was actually your exit as well. So you went in from the rear of the bus and exited from the front door of the bus right back into the midway.
Yep, right next to where the DJ booth was, the stage and stuff. It was really cool. Compared to a lot of the other Christmas haunts we've been to, like we haven't been there during the regular season.
Yeah.
So I can't tell you that all the differences, but I will say that it was very Christmas. They had nothing but Christmas actors in there. They didn't just have a bunch of regular actors like wearing like a Christmas hat. It was all elves and Santa Clauses and
like a whole Christmas
gingerbread men, stuff like that. I like that. I like when people can take their haunt and switch it up from what they normally do and do something totally different. Kudos to them for that, because that was very good. Yes, that was cool. Can't wait to go back during Halloween. Yeah,
so much fun. So guys, that was Spooky Bottom Haunted Trail in Seagrove, North Carolina. What'd you think?
Apparently I loved it. It was great.
What did you guys think?
What did y'all think?
If you guys are enjoying the show, be sure to follow us on Spotify and give us a 5-star rating and a review. Let us know what you think about it. Let us know if there's any haunts in your area you would like us to come check out and cover for the show, and we could put that haunt right in the house.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So be sure to check out all of our socials, especially our YouTube channel, Destination Stone on YouTube. We will have everything linked in the show notes below. So you can check out this episode of the video version, but you can also check out the Spooky Bottom walkthrough we did and all the other haunted walkthroughs that we do as well. So much fun.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. All right, guys. So as always, we are on the road headed to another haunt. So we'll see you next time on House of 1000 Haunts.
Bye.